So what I think is important to understand is that betrayal trauma is more than just the traumatic event and the pain of that traumatic event. It's a trauma where the pain goes even deeper. It hurts even more. And the question is why? Why does betrayal trauma hurt more than any other trauma? And I think it's due to that bonding, that attachment piece. So somebody has said this: intimate bonding with another person serves an important developmental role. It enhances the child's chances of survival. So a baby comes in, they can't meet their own needs, they need to attach. They need to attach to somebody if they're going to survive, somebody who will meet their needs for them. And so as a result of that, they form this deep emotional connection. And that's the key piece. And so as a result, there are biological substrates that support the formation of psychologically intimate relationships. So betrayal adversely affects these substrates. The psychological injury of betrayal is likely to create, in a sense, a functional physical injury within the brain that is challenging to recover from, but not impossible. And so what it's saying is that when you securely attach as a child, it sets off a whole bunch of dynamics inside of your brain, inside of your body, your emotions. And when you're betrayed, all of those get damaged. And those are very, very hard to recover from. So I asked myself, what does being betrayed feel like? And you can make your own list, but let me just get you started on it. Many people who've been betrayed will say, I got stabbed in the back. So I didn't see it coming from the front. It was sneaky. I got stabbed in the back. Others will say, like, I got punched in the gut. It just knocked the wind out of me. It's like the air was taken out of my sails. I got hit by a truck. My heart got ripped out and stomped on. So you're just trying to put into words with metaphors how painful this is. It just sucks the life out of you. Some people say it feels like I died, or it feels like somebody else died. Or some go, it feels like I'm just a pawn in somebody else's chess game. I don't matter. I'm just going to be used to advance their agenda. Others talk about the deep shock, the deep confusion that they feel. Others talk about feeling a deep rage. And then others talk about, it's like nobody's there for me anymore. I feel abandoned. I feel all alone in the world. So what I want you to see from that is, like, all of those are attempts to put into words some extremely intense, painful emotions. And that's what betrayal trauma is, extremely intense pain. So that then leads to, okay, how does a child respond when they begin to figure out that they've been betrayed? So again, what you have to realize is the child thought they were being loved unconditionally, and all of a sudden they realize they're not. That is a hard thing to get your brain around. That is a painful reality, more painful than any other reality that they've experienced in their life so far. So the child has a problem. They are betrayed, but they still need this person because they can't meet all their needs yet. And so they're going through a lot of pain and betrayal. Part of them wants to run away. Part of them wants to shut down, but they need this person. And so they have to adapt in order to still maintain this relationship so they can get their needs met. And that's the challenge for the child is, I need this relationship even though they're betraying me. What do I need to do to maintain the relationship? Because my life depends on it, even though they don't really care about me as much as they say they do. And so there's what you can see right up front is that creates a ton of cognitive dissonance in the mind of a child. They have two conflicting thoughts. The parents are meeting some of my needs, kind of love me, but they don't fully unconditionally love me. Those you can't reconcile. And so you have to live with two dissonant thoughts, which is not fun to live with. It creates pain and tension in your brain because it can't resolve it. And so that's why many children need to live with constant busyness and distractions. Because I don't want to think. I don't want to have quiet time where my brain starts to think about this painful stuff. The second thing a child will do is they will minimize or downplay the severity of the betrayal. Oh, it's not that big a deal. Everybody goes through it. It's not like they do this to me or that to me. And so there's an attempt to reduce the pain by trying to minimize the severity of what's happening to them. Some go so far as to block the betrayal from their mind. And so they develop what is called dissociative amnesia. They don't even think about it. They forget about it. They just block it. Their brain is not allowed to go to that betrayal, that reality in their life, because it's just too painful. And so the child develops ways in their brain to block their brain from ever going there, to ignore them, because they need this relationship. So they can't be honest about this relationship. And then another one, which is slightly different, and really important to understand, is what we call betrayal blindness. And so the previous one is you block from your mind that this is even happening. But in betrayal blindness is you refuse to admit the reality about this person. You want to see them with rose-colored glasses because you need them. So there's a blindness that comes from, I need to maintain this relationship at all cost. So I'm going to be blind to what this person is really like or what they're doing. So it's a form of psychological blindness that protects the individual's mental and emotional safety by blocking out what is too painful or too frightening to confront. And so what a child might do is, instead of blaming dad for betraying them, they might go to, well, it's my fault. They blame themselves. I deserved it. I caused it. I shouldn't have done what I did. It's my bad behavior. It's not my parents' fault. That's betrayal blindness. And that happens a lot in complex trauma. And it results in that shame belief that it's me that's the problem.